All right, folks, we're going to move right on along here. So, this story is a couple weeks old, but it recently got some oxygen online because Barry Weiss thought this was really, really important to give 9 minutes to on CBS. So, here you see the Barry Weiss effect. So, first from NBC News, man charged after anti Semitic outburst during pizza review by Barstool Sports Dave Portnoy. A 20-year-old man was charged with disturbing the peace after video showed anti-Semitic epithets being hurled at Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy outside Mississippi State University, police said Tuesday. The Starkville Police Department said video of the confrontation also showed the suspect throwing coins. Police stated that a hate crime enhancement was under review. The state of Mississippi allows courts to impose enhanced penalties if a violation meets the criteria for bias-motivated or discriminatory reasons, the department said in a statement. This remains under investigation. Portnoy, who is Jewish, was in Starkville, Mississippi on Friday. So I guess it's not. No, this has to be. This can't be last Friday. It must be a week from last Friday. I can't, unless I've just completely lost track of time. This has to be more than 4 days old.
I think people scream anti-Semitic shit to Dave Portnoy pretty much every day.
Yeah, maybe I'm confusing it. I thought this was an older story. I thought this happened at least like a week and a half ago. I don't think it was this Friday.
No, I think it's an ongoing thing.
And was producing a college town pizza review when a man approached. Video posted to Portnoy's Instagram account shows. So yes, let's take a look at the incident in question.
This one was a while ago.
Yeah.
All right, that's a review. Supposedly be able to watch some alumni baseball game tonight. I don't know what that's all about, so I'm excited. So far, so good. Again, Brandon Walker, I hate him so much. He's like made me want to hate Starkville, but so far I like it.
Fuck you, Dave.
Why don't you come in the camera, buddy? Why? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on.
Nah, no, to be fair, I always thought fuck the Jews was the Mississippi State motto. I thought that's like printed in their, welcoming brochure at the tourism center when you cross the border over from, Alabama or Tennessee or wherever. But I guess not.
Well, actually, I wasn't that one of the mottos of the Israeli Tourism Board?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Get people to come
like those jokes, but I should be putting handcuffs. That's what you said.
No, handcuffs. No, you can
That's
joke.
what you said. That's what you said. Your employee. You said you shouldn't be making jokes about.
I never said handcuffs.
Yeah, you did. You said it should be a crime.
In what world?
Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch.
So what he's referring to there is an altercation that he got into with some of his employees, which we'll show you in a minute, where, Portnoy decried that people are allowed to make fun of Jews free of consequence now, which is a very rich rich point coming from him. But we'll let this go a little more.
All the anti-wokies suddenly get very woke.
All the anti-wokies are very triggered all of a sudden. So yeah, here's the rest of that.
That's what you said.
No, handcuffs. No, you can
That's
joke.
what you said. That's what you said. Your employee. You said you shouldn't be making jokes about.
I never said handcuffs.
Yeah, you did. You said it should be a crime.
In what world?
Fuck you. Fuck you, bitch.
Settle down.
I'll only take that down from 7-2. No, we'll keep it 7-2. 7-2. By the way, you're by yourself.
We got 7-2.
He said fuck the Jews and threw shit at me. No, that's all right. That's all right. There's assholes everywhere you go. Still gonna stick at 7-2. That's a review. Won't take it away.
All right, so he goes right on with the pizza review. You could tell he was very, very traumatized by that. That incident right there was apparently enough to catch the eye of Barry Weiss, who now runs CBS News, and they brought him in to dress up in his nice blazer and button-down shirt to talk about the problem of anti-Semitism nowadays.
Occasionally you get a kike or Jew or whatever. It's every day now. Like, there's a definitive shift in what's going on. So yes, now I for me, being a Jewish person, like you got to step up. You're kind of someone people look up to in the Jewish community. You have to be like, all right, this is not normal.
Who looks up to you in the Jewish community? I'm in the Jewish community. I don't look up to you. I don't know any Jews who look up to you. I know like alcoholics from the suburbs of Boston who are, obsessed with the Patriots and the Red Sox will look up to you. I don't know. I don't know if any Jews will look up to you.
Like somebody was saying to me, when the stock market is tanking and costing people their 401ks, maybe don't do these hysterical videos about how I gotta eat.
Right.
I gotta eat, and
Yeah.
then when Trump manipulates the stock market into going up, do another video. Yeah, now I'm eating cheeseburgers and pizzas. I'm eating, because some people think that reinforces stereotypes about Jews being greedy pigs.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Ha with the guys. People are coming in with real hate.
Oh, real hate.
You explain that line to people.
It's a tough.
So the line between hanging out with the guys and joking around and real hate. Okay, so what is the line between just good body fun and real hate? I think the line in his mind is when you're making fun of, say, blacks or Muslims, that's good body fun, and when you're making fun of Jews, that's hate. That's what I think he feels.
Yeah,
normal
pretty
ha
much,
with
yeah.
the guys. People are coming in with real hate.
How do you explain that line to people?
It's a tough one, and sometimes they always don't get it.
And just last week, a man was arrested for using an anti-Semitic slur at Portnoy
Why? Why was he arrested?
while he was taping a video in Mississippi.
It didn't hurt him.
The success of Barstool and yourself is based on not being afraid to offend, right? Speech is speech, a joke is a joke. Do you see a connection between what you unleashed and what you now have to deal with?
No, because I think Barstool and myself has always had a pretty good moral compass. So we've never stood for hate or anything of that ilk. I mean, do I think that feminists should complain about a Diet Coke can being skinny and that somehow is like leading to a eating disorder by Diet Coke having a skinny can? That I think's crazy.
I mean, do I think broads should do less spitting and more swallowing? Sure. But, I never meant to offend anybody or, make anybody feel uncomfortable. We're just having a good time. Just having a good time.
And there are things that I think people get far too worked up, like he, she, verbs, like crazy to me.
Okay, first of all, those are not verbs. I mean, he's such a fucking moron. Like, it's really hard for me to do this segment without using the R word for him, because really that's it's irreplaceable.
Well, we came up with our thing for that.
Yeah, regard. Yeah.
Is a regard.
Yeah,
Is a regard.
And
I think if you're black and you haven't been in slavery, so if I want to make a joke, you should what? Why? What does that mean to you?
yeah, and you
Why
shouldn't
does that
be
bother
shouldn't be so sensitive about your verbs like he and she. Should be able to use whatever verb I want.
Making jokes that you are trying to hurt people's feelings and are based in hate, that's never flown with us.
Oh no, that's never flown with you, except for this point. Now I don't. He was a little bit younger by now, but you tell me this is not a joke meant to offend or hurt.
The following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Correct. I stand by that. I think it's a funny joke.
You think rape is funny?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a funny joke.
Do you understand how offensive that is?
No, I obviously don't.
Wow.
A lot of people would find that hurtful.
Yeah, a lot of people might find that
The
hurtful.
following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Correct. I stand by that. I think it's a funny joke.
You think rape is funny?
No, I didn't say that. I think it's a funny joke.
Do you understand how offensive that is?
No, I obviously don't.
Hang on. So 60 Minutes dug up that clip and confronted him with it, right?
Yeah, no, didn't see that. That fell to Twitter. That fell to a Twitter user here. Who's the Twitter user right here? This is Maddie Whack. So maybe Bari Weiss should take a resume from Maddie Whack, because he seems to do more research than whatever team she has going on there. Or how about Max Blumenthal? He's probably too expensive for Bari, but I'm sure he could get Maddie Whack. I'm sure Maddie Whack is reachable. But yeah, Max Blumenthal digs up local blogger, defends posting naked photos of Tom Brady's son. CBS Boston, August 12th, 2011. That wasn't intended to hurt or make light of anybody or make people feel uncomfortable. No, never. And what about this incident? This is the incident that the guy referred to when he talked about how Dave Portnoy had a meltdown about how people are too free and able to make fun of Jews, and how, those examples we just showed you, that's one thing. But making fun of Jewish people while the Jewish state commits a Holocaust and insists that it has not only the right to commit a Holocaust, but the obligation to commit a Holocaust in order to maintain its presence as a fortified and militarized Jewish state. No, that's over the line. That's over the line. And look at the outburst he has. I'm amazed that this guy on the right here didn't quit. Apparently, he is stepping back now, but he lasted a long time after this, longer than I would have, that's for sure.
Just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid
is anti-Semitic.
Shut up. If you just want me to ignore it.
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me.
Shut the fuck up, you bald fuck.
Okay, go ahead.
How's that?
Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover.
Well, you're the one who big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you work for me.
Okay, go ahead, continue.
You little bitch, you work for me.
Sure, you bet. For now,
oh, you
continue.
Don't? For now, quit. I don't care.
Is this show or not a show? Like, is a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation?
You're an idiot.
Okay, continue.
You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now. That's
yes, I think people should be allowed to make jokes. Yes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
Oh, suck my dick. I say that from one Jew to another. You're such a bitch, such a baby. So embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Like, this guy is an embarrassment. I'm not a serious Jew. I'm not a religious Jew. I'm not attached to my identity in that way. But as a guy whose last name is Weiss, so like people identify me as Jewish when I tell them my name, that's fucking embarrassing. It really is. It really is. To have that guy, hey, you say, I mean, we'll show you. And we don't have to. I mean, we've already showed you the one joke, right? There's more. There's more where that came from. But this guy having an absolute meltdown at his worker about how you're saying people should be allowed to make jokes right now, right fucking now.
People should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right fucking now. That's
yes, I think people should be allowed to make jokes.
So how many motherfucking Jews have to be killed before you stop?
I mean, that's embarrassing. That is just so fucking embarrassing. There's almost nothing you could say about that. The only thing I would add is that if I were that guy, I would have gotten up and I would have walked out. That would have been the last minute of my career at Barstool Sports. I would have quit right then and there.
And that's why you never would have gotten to that chair in the first place, because I'm sure that's not the first humiliation this guy had to swallow to get into that chair. Yeah. Nor would I end up in a chair like that. Also, Dave Portnoy is a living refutation to anyone who defends the prerogatives of the wealthy on the basis of merit. This guy doesn't know what a freaking pronoun is.
Yeah, no,
he's an really idiot. Think he's
an imbecile.
This guy's smart.
He's an imbecile who eats pizza and watches baseball for a living. He eats pizza and watches sports for a living. What is his talent? What the hell does he do? No, I mean, some guys just get lucky. Some guys have the right vibe for the right audience, and it all comes together with the right technology, and the medium is the message, and you want brain dead content. So, that's clearly what's going on here. But here he is. Here he is. Look at him. Look at how serious now. David Portnoy goes on Lara Trump's Fox News show to lament people getting away with hate speech on the internet.
Wow, we have really come full circle.
Wow.
A lot of people are wondering, how did we get to this point in America, and how do we get back to a place of civility? Because this is crazy.
Yeah, so I was doing a pizza review in Mississippi, and a kid came up, F the Jews, threw a bunch of coins at me. So that just happened the other day recently.
Which, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done. I probably reinforced some ideas about Jewish people picking up those pennies from the sidewalk.
Said, these are all pennies and nickels. You couldn't at least throw some quarters. You didn't even have the courtesy to throw a few. Maybe a $50 could have killed you to throw a $50 in there. I got 59 cents here for all that.
That's I put that 59 cents worth of Google stock I bought when I got back to the office.
Right.
Thought, and I think there's a variety of factors how we've gotten here. people aren't putting their foot down. It starts at colleges. People are getting away with basically threatening and intimidation and hate speech, and it's for somehow being I don't know if protected is the word, but it's not being condemned the way it should. It's basically was allowed on college campuses and throughout. And then the internet is a cesspool. Like, social media has allowed what I would think faceless names who in the past, live in a corner of their own lives and they're not normal people, have all kind of, I guess, been able to express themselves online. And there's a couple hate people out there, a couple sites. They all kind of follow these people, and it's a place for them to meet, and it grows and grows online. I didn't want apologies.
Yeah, and you never contributed to that culture at all. No, not at all. Never. First of all, it's clear from the video that we just showed you, we showed you the whole incident. You were not traumatized or afraid or threatened by the incident. It seems pretty clear what the kid was doing was he said that as a troll because he referenced your altercation with the workers. Right. So he said, F the Jews, meaning, hey, this is a callback. Hey, you want to throw me in jail for that, in reference to that spat that went viral, where he screamed about how nobody should be allowed to make jokes like that. So it was clearly a provocation from someone who followed your work enough to know that would get under your skin. And it didn't get that under your skin, as you could clearly see from the video. He went right on with the pizza review. All right, so I will keep a 7.2. We're going to go with a 7.2. Wasn't rushed away by security. The kid didn't even get in his face or make any kind of physical threats. He was trolling. It was politically incorrect trolling, which has been the MO of Barstool Sports for a very long time. Once again,
the following on your site. I never condone rape, but if you're a size 6 and you're wearing skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped.
Yeah, so you're going to tell me that kid is out of bounds by your own standards when it's directed at you for being Jewish, I suppose.
When it's directed at a group that you're a member of.
That you're a member of. Exactly. So here is Resist Programming. They have been digging up Portnoy moments for a long time, and this is from 2021. This is a segment about Colin Kaepernick when he would take a knee during the national anthem. Portnoy once said he was going to say racist things, and then Portnoy and his Barstool staff proceeded to say racist things about Colin Kaepernick. So let's take a look at this video right here.
Not standing for the national anthem. This has become a huge story. So I'm going to say something that's racist, but I don't think it's racist. I don't think if you think something and don't say or act upon it, you can be called a racist.
But you're saying it.
Now you're going to say it out loud.
I'm going to say it. When I heard this story, I didn't read it. I didn't know why he was saying there. I was like, oh, he's an ISIS guy. That was my original thought, because he kind of looks like.
He is very confusing. I will give you that.
Throw a head wrap on this thing.
Wait, you thought he was not standing for the national anthem because he wanted to kill all Americans?
No, I thought he maybe had some terrorist Arabic.
All right, listen.
Maybe he was on Palestine's side or something.
Oh, maybe he was on Palestine's side or something. So if an Arab if he's an Arab, and he's not an Arab, by the way, but if he were an Arab and he were on Palestine's side and he wore the head thing, that would make him a terrorist, right? No, that's not an extremely racist thing to say. No, because you're directing it at someone who you perceive to be on the Palestine side. Now, he tweeted this out in 2016. Anybody who disagrees with me saying Kaepernick looks like he's related to bin Laden is a moron. He ended up deleting that, but that is in the time capsule, because the internet, of course, is forever. Dave, Barstool Sports founder, unapologetic about using racist language in comedy videos. I'm uncancelable, boasts David Portnoy in 2020. Gloating about how uncancelable he is, and yet that viral rant against his workers about how people should not be allowed to make Jew jokes without being canceled. And this is just something that popped up here, too, in the research. This just kind of tells you what a bully and an asshole he is. So he was filming one of his fucking pizza reviews outside of this guy's store, and apparently this guy's store has nothing to do with pizza. And so this guy asked him if you could like not fucking do that in front of my store, and this is his reaction.
Let me be clear. Get the fuck out of front of my business.
Fuck you. It's a public street, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but
it's a public street. This ain't your business.
Yeah, but this is my business. And if you stay here, I'm calling the fucking police.
Fuck you. Stand outside of so it's not clear to me why this guy had an issue with him standing there. Could have been one of two reasons or a little of both. He could have known who he was, not liked him, and didn't want to be associated with him in the video. Or it could just be as simple as, hey, if you are standing in front of my store with a camera crew, it kind of blocks foot traffic from coming into my store. Like it hurts the business. Like I used to work in retail type environments. You don't want someone standing outside blocking your store filming something, because then people who are walking down the street are going to be inclined to like walk around and not go into your store. Point is, you're filming your bullshit pizza review. Stand outside of the pizzeria and film the review. Don't block my store, right? So he asks him to move, and what does he get? Fuck you.
Let me be clear. Fuck
Let
you.
me be clear.
Get
the fuck out of front of my business.
Fuck you. It's a public street, you motherfucker.
Yeah, but
it's a public street. This ain't your business.
Yeah, but this is my business. And if you stay here,
what an asshole. Like, what an asshole.
Yeah.
To just not move.
Like, who doesn't just say, like, oh, yeah, no problem.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. No problem. Yeah. Because you could be costing them business. If you got camera crew there, it's going to divert foot traffic from the guy's fucking store. So, like, no, fuck you, I tell you, fuck you. I mean, what an insufferable fucking prick. And, of course, on Israel-Palestine, here he is. This is a blog that he felt compelled to write, even though it's, you know, a sports and pizza blog. The New York Times officially apologizes for the pesky headline that blamed Israel for bombing a hospital in Gaza after it turns out it was a Hamas rocket all along. Promises to vet terrorist intel more closely moving forward. So genocide denial right from October 2023. Doesn't that look like an idiotic post now that Israel has destroyed just about every hospital in Gaza? Remember the first hospital strike? They were all saying, oh, no, that was a stray Hamas rocket.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Israel would never harm a hospital. Well, cut to now there are no more hospitals. But no, he's running cover for Israel, even though that is clearly not his area of expertise. The guy doesn't understand the difference between a verb and a pronoun. Portnoy also waves Israel's flag after Hitler praising Holocaust-denying UFC fighter Bryce Mitchell gets choked out. That was at the UFC fight, waving an Israeli flag around. And, of course, Dave Portnoy calls for Greta Thunberg to be hit by an Israeli missile. We all remember this, right? Said it should be illegal to make violent jokes about Jews in the same podcast. So we already showed you the first outburst, which went ultra viral. But that same episode, he was talking about how he hopes that Israel fires a missile at Greta Thunberg's flotilla.
Gaza, we can do unnamed. You can be live in Gaza.
I'll jump on Greta Van Thorsten or whatever that girl. She's sailing there, like whoever that fucking. I hope they hit a fucking like a missile on her boat.
Well, I hope
they hit a missile.
So that's not hate. That's not hate. He goes on Bari Weiss's CBS News and talks about how the hate has gotten out of control. You're literally advocating for the murder of a young woman for doing peaceful humanitarian activism. No, he is just truly vile, just a truly vile person. And I have to say, you know, like as for the whole incident in question that started this whole episode, look, I say this as a Jewish person. Obviously, I don't condone statements like F the Jews. I wish they had been more subtle about that. But you know what? I'm sorry. Like, if Jews are going to insist that you can't be opposed to genocide without being against Jews, you're forcing people into that very black and white choice. In other words, it is Jewish Zionists who are taking all of the subtlety and nuance out of that formulation. In other words, Zionists really feel like they're going to be able to bully people into supporting genocide by calling them anti-Semitic if they don't. If you tell somebody, okay, you can't oppose genocide without being an anti-Semite, they actually think that's going to cause most people to be like, well, I guess I'm for genocide then because I just can't be an anti-Semite. No. No. This would be like
Well,
if
that's the
Al
intention.
Sharpton came out during the OJ case and said, if you think OJ Simpson is guilty, you are an anti-black racist. That's not going to dissuade people from thinking OJ is guilty. It's going to be thinking, well, if they're going to brand me a racist anyway, I might as well say I'm a racist because there's no way this guy didn't kill his wife. Right? Like, there's just no way, or if you're anti-slavery in the antebellum South, it means you're anti-white. So you can't be anti-slavery because that makes you an anti-white racist. Well, then I guess I am what you say. If you force people into those black and white kinds of formulations, some of them are just going to accept it. They're not going to go back and forth with you for years about how, no, I only mean this group of Jews and not all Jews. I mean Zionist Jews and not anti-Zionist. No, they're going to be like, listen, whatever, man. I'm not going to argue semantics with you for years. I know I'm opposed to what Israel's doing. If that makes me an anti-Semite, fine. That's what millions of people are going to say. And it is the Zionists who intentionally force people into that formulation. Why? Because the more anti-Semitism exists, the more they get to raise money for their cause and convince the Jewish people, broadly speaking, that Israel is necessary to protect Jews. And so, as a Jewish man myself, when I hear that, I'm sorry, I'm not offended by it. I'm really not offended by it at this point. I don't like it. I don't condone it, but I'm not outraged when someone says F the Jews. That's not their fault, quite frankly. It's Israel's fault for forcing them into that very black and white way of thinking. That's the way I feel about it. So I don't even blame the person, to be honest. Like, I don't condone it, but I don't blame that person. Not at all. And I'm certainly not outraged by it.
Yeah, this is our first full-on taste of what a 60 Minutes being run by one of the world's premier Israeli agents posing as a journalist is going to look like. This is why Larry Ellison placed her there, because all of the research you just did is not in that piece. This is why, if you are terrified of covering anything stronger than the great Canadian ostrich culling, like Matt Taibbi, you should probably not be writing about fucking Bari Weiss and what it means that she's taking over CBS, because this is exactly what it meant. That is not just bad journalism. It is a fucking crime against journalism. You are doing the opposite of what journalists are supposed to do. You are misinforming anyone who reads your coverage by telling them that that takeover represents something completely different from what it represents, by taking that out of the equation. And now we see it didn't take long to get here. Now we see what the implications of that are. She's going to platform this odious walking fucking anti-Semitism weapon of mass destruction, Dave Portnoy, and try to paint him as a sympathetic figure. But you know what? 60 Minutes, Bari Weiss, it's a big media landscape out there. People can go to other sources of information very easily, and particularly the younger people do. So what does that do to further undermine the credibility of the already weak credibility of corporate media, to have people who are clearly agents of a foreign power running a news organization in a way that is blatantly biased towards that foreign power? Anyone who's under 40 and most people under 50 are going to see some of these things on social media. And if they did see that 60-minute piece, they're going to put it together. This is where I want this to be an uplifting episode, in spite of the fact that we're probably closing out with an extended piece on Israeli prisoner assault. Hey, these people are disgusting. They're not going to win in the end. You cannot win in the end being that repulsive to most of humanity. There will be a tipping point where people have had enough, man. There's no way of knowing what that incident is going to be, what that day is going to be, when that moment is going to come. The moment is going to come where people are going to look back and be amazed that a guy like Dave Portnoy had anyone listen to him.
Yeah. Oh, I think it has come, and I think it didn't happen at one day. I don't think there was one moment. I think over the past couple of years, it became increasingly clear to people.
It's getting there.
And now
but these people are
essentially
still in these positions. They're
well,
not
yeah,
going
because
to
you
be
have
after a while.
extremely influential people with tons of unfathomable amounts of money, like Larry Ellison, who can still just get the message out to the point where, yes, some people are going to buy it, but it's fewer and fewer. And yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Bari Weiss, because that was the part of it that I forgot to mention in my first take there, is that her fingerprints are so clearly all over that. Like, that is so it not only like the point of view and the subject matter itself, but the whole way they approached it. It was just this like snot-nosed pseudo-intellectualism about it. Now, on the one hand, you've been against cancel culture your whole life. And so what do you say to people who say that, well, you've made politically incorrect jokes? What's different about this? Like, you could totally see Bari Weiss saying that, because she thinks too highly of herself. She thinks her farts smell too good to go full, like, you know, Jesse Waters, Fox News. Can you believe they do this? You know, like that is not that would not satisfy her sensibilities the way this does. Okay, now make sure you raise the fact that he has said politically incorrect things in the past, because we're gonna do both sides.
But don't
don't
actually explore them. Include the clips or the text.
Right. Like, acknowledge it without demonstrating it. Basically, to the inversion of the show don't tell principle. Tell, don't show. Right? That's what she's saying. Mention it, but don't actually show the clip where he says that a woman of a certain dress size is asking to be raped. Don't actually show that, because that would actually make it too visceral for the audience. What we want to do is take credit for being fair and balanced, while at the same time aggressively pushing one point of view. And that's Bari Weiss's whole grift. And so it did not take long to see what impact she would have at CBS News. Not at all.
Please clap.